The transhumanist movement see a future when humanity will merge with machines. This is thought to be a way in which we can surpass our own biological limitations. The idea has been questioned in many films and books, and even in a few videos on this channel. Very often it falls into one of two camps. One, that this is a bad thing and we will lose our humanity. Two, that we will become something superhuman, living technological gods. The truth is, we can only guess until it happens. Well, maybe not. The example for our species merging the biological with the technological may come from outer space. Michio Kaku, a world-renowned scientist, admits that cyborg aliens could exist, and that if they do, they would be extremely advanced. Let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on history and mystery. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. The world-famous scientist believes that advanced alien forms living in the far reaches of space are probably a mixture of the organic and cutting-edge technology. Dr. Michio Kaku, a celebrity and theoretical physicist, explained his thoughts that the popular representations of extraterrestrials are wrong. Appearing on the excellent Coast to Coast AM radio show and podcast, the scientist said that alien civilizations would most likely be far more advanced than humanity is at this current point in history. George Norrie, the channel host, discussed his ideas on alien life. In this talk, Dr. Kaku argued that biological bodies, the bodies we are confined to today, are too limited for us and in turn an advanced alien species to travel any great distances or survive the rigors of prolonged spaceflight. Instead, the physicist said any aliens that humans might encounter in the future will be cybernetic creatures enhanced with futuristic technology. These enhancements essential for them to survive the prolonged exposure to space when traveling the massive distances involved in interstellar travel. An idea that those who follow transhumanist ideals will be happy to hear. Dr. Kaku thinks that advanced aliens would have integrated their bodies with machines. He said, "I would love it if Hollywood had some imagination. I think one day when we actually find aliens from outer space, they will not be totally biological, and they may be part cyborg, part biological. We have been brainwashed to think that they should look like Captain Kirk. We neglect the fact that, if they are so advanced, they realize that there are limitations to a biological body. They may be cybernetic and not totally biological, and so I think we're missing the boat here." This idea shows that science is considering, or at least thinking about the possibility of changing what a human is. This could link to the idea of artificially created life forms, living things which have been changed on a genetic level to survive certain situations like space travel, something I looked at in my video, Real Replicants. Click here if you want to know more. This idea is important for today because it could shift the parameters for finding extraterrestrial life. Instead of focusing on the requirements needed for biological entities to survive, the search could be broadened to include life which is not limited by biological functions. NASA was urged to increase its search for biosignatures indicating the presence of life across the galaxy. In October 2018, the US Congress called on the space agency to focus its efforts on finding evidence of alien life. A report published on the subject saying, combining inherent scientific interest and public appeal, the quest for life in our solar system and beyond provides a scientific rationale for many current and future activities undertaken by NASA and other national and international agencies and organizations. Requested by NASA, this study offers a scientific strategy for astrobiology that outlines key scientific issues, identifies the most promising research in the field, and indicates to what extent mission priorities in existing research addressing the pursuit of origin, evolution, and distribution, and future in the universe. The report outlined recommendations on how to advance this research, take action, and accomplish NASA's goal of looking for signs of life in the universe. Maybe they should also include non-biological life forms in this search. NBEs, as they are known, would seem the most likely type of alien we would encounter, and we would have to carefully consider if and how we wish to interact with such entities. They would be considerably different in their thinking when compared to us. Humanity currently makes decisions from the viewpoint of a species dependent on its biological shell. An alien race, not limited by that, would have far more different wants, needs and goals. There are other scientists who are not so sure that the discovery of alien life in outer space will involve advanced civilizations. Ellen Stofan, a former NASA chief and head of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., believes scientists will find evidence of microbial life. This, a discovery that many believe has already occurred. Life on Mars being possible, scientists claimed, after discovering bacteria living in the driest place on Earth. This idea then giving more credence when NASA's veteran Curiosity rover found complex organic matter buried and preserved in ancient sediments that formed a vast lakebed on Mars more than 3 billion years ago. The discovery is the most compelling evidence yet that long before the planet became the parched world it is today, Martian lakes were a rich soup of carbon-based compounds which are necessary for life. Previously, experts believed that nothing could thrive in the Atacama Desert in Chile, which goes for decades without rain and is the most similar place on Earth to the Martian surface. Speaking before the US Senate Subcommittee on Space, Science and Competitiveness, Dr. Stofan argued that planets like Mars could be home to alien microbes, and it would seem she is right. The scientist said life arose here on Earth quickly when conditions stabilized. So for the first few 100 million years on Earth, conditions were most likely too hostile. Until conditions stabilized around 100 million years ago, we are quite confident that this is when the first microbial life evolved on Earth. This timescale is short when compared to the age of the universe. 100 million years has seen life grow from the most basic to the most complex. Add a few more million years to that number, and this is why many think that when we do actually find aliens, they will not be fully biological. The problem is that life has remained in the oceans for billions of years and took over 1 billion years to gain complexity. But I'm not optimistic that it evolved into complex life. So we're talking about finding fossil microbes, single-celled organisms, things like blue-green algae, said Professor Kaku. And I think he is most likely correct. For a species to have advanced beyond our level of technological ability, it would have to be much older, and I think originating much deeper into space, coming from a world far beyond Mars. Scientist Brian Cox has spoken many times on his thoughts on the existence of an advanced civilization in space. He thinks that advancement probably comes with the threat that such a civilization would wipe itself out before it would achieve interstellar travel. Cox has said that at least 1 in 20 stars across the galaxy of the Milky Way harbour a planet similar to Earth, but the odds of these worlds being home to an alien civilization is remote. He said perhaps the challenges of knowledge, such as the acquisition of nuclear weapons and artificial intelligence, mean that civilizations do not last long enough. And according to the NASA Space Agency, scientists need to prepare for the possibility that life on distant planets may look radically different from life on Earth. This, I think, shows that it's a technological barrier, and any species that advances past the dangers of the technologies mentioned by Cox would then have access to such technology that the merging of or distinguishing between the biological and technological becomes blurred. These entities become the technology, a dream of those that follow the ideas of transhumanism here on our planet. Do you think extraterrestrials are a combination of biological and mechanical? Do you believe mankind will merge with machine? Would you like to become a transhuman? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what I do here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.